Oh man, it feels so good to be back. Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Last time I struggled through the first half of the second day of the trial, and it was pretty rough, but we're just trying to buy time for Gumshoe so he can find Maya. Unfortunately, he kind of had an accident, so looks like we need to buy even more time and also possibly save his life. I don't know. And yeah, I'm just a little paranoid because Audacity has been giving me troubles lately, and I'm just a little worried. I don't know, I'm always a little gun shy coming back to recording after a little break, and things are just behaving weirdly. Not to mention, I'm still only like, one or two parts removed from the corrupt recording, so yeah. Anyway, enough about all that. Let's go. Oh, we're just getting right back into the trial, huh? Okay, cool. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? That is... It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is I'm sorry, what? The desperate attempt at buying time? Actually, what? What is this trial? Holy crap! That actually worked out in our favor? What? Yeah, that's what I said. I said what? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impacts herself. It is a fake. Or is he lying? To help bias, I don't even know what's happening anymore. This trial is freaking insane, and I love it. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impacts, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Mr. Corrida? Well. Looks like Miss Impacts never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Ungard. However, Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Ungard could not have known that, and so that facts remain unchanged. Okay, A, bad grammar, and B, he does have a point. Ungard would not have known that. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. This theory that Ungard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. What evidence would I have to present that, though? I mean, it was found inside the figurine. And the figurine was in his room, but only Corrida and Andrews knew how to open it. I mean, I could apply that to, like, Adrian, but she wouldn't have known it was fake either. I'm doing a safety save, just to be safe, but I'm gonna back down for the time being. It's no use. Something feels wrong, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Actually, there is something I would like to ask. Thank you, Judge. Mr. Edgeworth, you had stated something earlier to the effect of the defendant had spied on Mr. Corrida's private life. Okay, if they're going to go down this route, but we don't know the extent to which he spied on him. Also, we don't know when that note was made. It's just too hazy to, like, do anything definitive about this. I believe this would mean that he would have known about the note as well. I'm so glad you're doing this for me, Judge, but it still stands that, like, we don't know. Was he spying on Corrida at the time of Celeste's suicide? We don't know. That's it. Yes, and so naturally, this means Mr. Ungard would have known that the note was a fake. I still don't feel strongly about that. Like, I see the logic, but I don't feel strongly because we don't know the timeline of events. Order. See here, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I was the one who thought of the spying thing. Jumping in and stealing my thunder like that is simply... I can't even describe it. Yes, sorry. You're really about to penalize me for this shit? Oh well, I just like seeing the judge get his time to shine. Could have even bragged about embarrassing Mr. Edgeworth to my grandchild had you not. For that, I assign you a penalty, Mr. Wright. So he gave me a penalty out of pettiness. I'm kind of glad that I only had like one chance, because that's freaking hilarious. The concept of losing the trial purely because the judge is that petty. I kind of love that. I kind of love that. That's also a messed up way to get a penalty, but alright, fair enough. At least I know what needs to be said now. This is so freaking cheap and I apologize. But it still doesn't. And I think that's going to come into play. Like, Edgeworth is going to be like, but we don't know the timeline of events. Like, this isn't that strong. Everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true. It's impossible for Mr. Ungard to not have known it was a fake. Because, as the judge pointed out, what is this little item called again? Video camera, Your Honor? Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera. You kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Ungard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim, isn't that right? Oh yeah, Edgeworth did say that. It's been a hot minute since I last recorded this. Alright, so we're not basing this on common sense, we're just basing this on what Edgeworth asserted previously. Got it. Alright. If that were true, then this means Mr. Ungard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ack. So then, the defendant knew this suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Ungard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Ungard monitored Mr. Corrida 24 hours a day. See, now he's going with what I was assuming. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Ungard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? I don't think that's a strong argument, though. I still don't. Alright, but let's just go with it, though. Because, yeah, Edgeworth is always saying, like, well, show us some proof. And then I gotta, like, bend over backwards to find some freaking minuscule point of proof. So, yeah, screw it. Let's throw it right back at him. Why the hell not? Order. Mr. Edgeworth, Looks like this time, it is you who has dug his own grave. Give him a penalty, Judge. Give him a penalty. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? The prosecution can't prove Mr. Ungard's motive through the evidence. We must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth stuttering. This is not like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of, who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. He's gonna call Max. Or not Max. God damn, Matt. Here I was trying to be all dramatic and shit, and then I screwed up the name. I bet it's gonna be Matt. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? It's... Yes, go on. Who is it? The man himself. What? Well, that was unexpected. Mr. Shelley the Killer. Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait, Shelley the Killer? You mean the killer? Or, I mean, the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here? To the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. Very well then, the prosecution calls our witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Wait, what's going on? Is it going to be the phone? Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please. I freaking knew it! It's the radio! This is awesome, and I love it. Okay, this is amazing. This is amazing. Way better than the parrot on the witness stand from the first game. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I'm a professional assassin. I say! What is going on here? Your Honor, how can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do! I cannot allow this in my court! First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. Damn. This is why... This is fucked up, man. I'm so hungry. Maya! Maya. A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer. Looks like we've run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct? It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream. Shelly the Killer. What is he going to say? This could go one of two ways here. There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish to grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Okay, that was not a real testimony, but alright. Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. Almost as clever as me making this safety save. Okay. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Yeah, because I don't know where he's going with this. What incentive would he have to testify unless he sees that... I really don't know. So let's just press on everything. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your clients... I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry. Go on. Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. It's only because you don't know about Maya's situation. I mean, he heard that voice, but he didn't really say much about it. The trust between you and your client? I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. Well, I mean, there's at least 3 people that have seen your face. You know? Pearl, Will, Phoenix. Just saying. And that is why you're testifying in this manner? This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. Thank you! But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did... Yes? That person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough! Please, no more! Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway. But then, even still, testifying, you would break that trust. What is he trying to gain from this? I'm very confused. It seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. So then why are you still holding on to Maya? No, something's up here. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. You... Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything. The judge had better watch himself. That was just intimidation. The killer wouldn't do anything to Judgy. Concept, alright. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. Arg! That egomaniacal! It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. That's not cryptic, like those are words to live by. Like, just try not to be stressed out about everything. It's not good for your health. Take care of yourself. Somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. Okay, I will give him that. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and close, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. I'm actually going to have to present something here? Wait, okay, did learning about the rules and stuff trigger something for this? Trust between you and your client? Yep, I'm not able to skip through this, so, okay, I had to hear about the whole rules and roles thing. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. These are the roles and duties an assassin and his client are to carry out. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said your client had already broken the rules. The person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really? In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. And that is the reason I'm here today. Oh my freaking god, just tell me already! Time I revealed the name of my client, don't you agree? What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness! What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is... He's still... So he's still acting under the pretense that he's just trying to get Matt off because of the whole, like, dirt that Matt has on him. But I'm still standing by. You could just off him. It doesn't even matter. But alright. Adrian Andrews. What? Witness? That's not who you told me it was earlier. I'm sorry, what? Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be. On the phone earlier? What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. the Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court. Mr. the Killer told him a different name. Matt Ungard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. That's why you gotta record every phone call. Edgy? I thought you were better than this! This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you're the one who summoned this witness. Yeah. Yeah. You, Shelly the Killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt Ungard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. But at what cost? At what cost? The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. the Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Ungard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please, continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. Okay, so I'm telling you, shit is about to go down. So, just doing that to be safe. What now? With the way this is going, Ungard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And Ungard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelly the Killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. The testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews. The suicide note may have been a fake. But that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button donning the Nickel Samurai's costume? Come to think of it, might Franziska have figured all this out? And sort of predicted the flow of the trial to know that, or to state that, like, if Adrian would go on and on about, like, everything that really happened, she would be implicated as the person behind all of this, so that's why she told her to just not talk, and Matt would be found guilty and she would be safe. Because that would explain why the killer was so desperate to get Franziska off this trial and shot her. Maybe she did figure out literally everything, and that was too much of a liability. Because Edgeworth did come into this trial cold, so that's a possibility. That's a possibility. But that's you even had a motive. Wow. You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impacts was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please. Help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright? Oh, God. Oh, God. They're gonna freaking make me choose. God damn it. This is rough. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Ah! Don't make me choose! We need to buy him time! Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept it not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Ungard is a killer. A murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Ungard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Ungard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? Never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But, that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through this witness's lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well, the trial will continue. Oh my freaking God. The killer just screwed himself. These two-way radios don't have a wide range. He is within, like, a certain radius of the court now. They can find him easily. Like, even without the whole tracing thing, like, they don't have to trace his call. They can find him. But are they going to catch on to this? Probably not. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. the Killer. Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrido was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. This is a most unexpected turn of events for the, 5th time now? However, this time, everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. Same here, Judgy. That makes 2 of us. Oh, join the club, Phoenix. Okay. I'm gonna... Because this right here... This stuck out to me. So why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Ungard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Or why frame him in the first place? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all, and to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. And that's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again? As in you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the 4th successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. You're an adoptive son? I'm sorry, why are you grilling him, Judge? Are you really now? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you going to do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that will be very bad for our client, right? Yeah, I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Okay, well then, might as well press on everything else then. What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press it the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes? How much is your fee? I see you're also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No, I'm not thinking of hiring, but Mr. Wright! Yes? You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you think something like that, Your Honor? What? Guilty, Mr. Phoenix, right? You are hereby declared guilty. Witness, let's continue. Why'd you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not? I'm so glad I witnessed that. Oh man, Judge is great. Judge is great. He's a great character. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Ah, yeah. Well, changing occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. the Killer. and their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. Always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy? My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight. She was not hiding that thing from sight. That is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you. I have no intention of ever using your services. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? I love Judge so much. Juan Cordo was dead. From the very beginning? That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. Even more appalling is the creation and planning of the knife and button. And I already pressed on this, right? Making sure. Yep, okay. But something tells me I need to present evidence on that she already knew he was dead. Do I have proof about that, though? Edgeworth did say this was odd. This is the scene as Adrian left it. Maybe it's the fact that he was strangled? Because to be fair, if somebody was strangled to death, you would not know they were dead immediately unless you went up close and saw them. You would, like, especially if they're seated, you would think they were just asleep. I feel that is something I could present on. I'm gonna present that. That's my logic, and I'm sticking to it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that is indeed my what I think will be the case here. The fact that it was death by strangulation. And clearly I'm wrong here. Alright, fine. I don't know, I thought that was pretty sound. But okay. Oh god, I gotta sit through all this crap again. I should have went to the menu when I had the chance. Okay. I don't know. Unless it's like another instance of get him to say something and that will act as a trigger for a prior thing he said. But I don't know. There was no important text that popped up. But Edgeworth did say something was odd about that statement right there. Let me think this one through. Like, I am just thinking about so many different things, and I'm just confusing myself more and more because I don't even know what Phoenix himself is trying to accomplish at this point. Like, I think, like, but see, because I remember in her testimony where she was like, oh, I was shocked, so I poured myself a glass of juice to calm my nerves, and then blah blah blah. But then the plan hatched in her mind to frame Matt, and I don't know. I legit don't know what I need to present here. So now do we have to go along with her stating she didn't know? Because technically, like, we're under the pretense now that she initiated the murder. So, okay, like, we are trying to disprove this, but at the same time, we're also trying to get an acquittal on Matt, and we were the ones that insinuated from the get-go that Adrian called the killer. My brain hurts. What do I don't... That doesn't help me. That's part of the plan that they were going to do. So now do I have to say that, like, she was telling the truth in her previous testimony? Oh yeah, because we did say, like, you know, she said help us, or help me, and then Phoenix was like, my conscience! Would this be what I present here? I don't even know. I'm sorry, what? That is? What? Care to explain why? I don't, what? Thank you so very much for taking the time to testify, Mr. the Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corda had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. What? The glass? Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Corda had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. Said you... But I thought she said she poured it for her... Maybe this is why I shouldn't have taken this long of a break in between parts, but I could have sworn she said she poured that for herself. But then got close, saw that he was dead, and instead of dropping the glass in shock, she's like, oh no, I must take about 5 steps back and gently set the glass on the desk, and now I can be afraid. I don't know how to feel about this like little present evidence thing in general. Whatever. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? But then she was the eyewitness. Oh, okay, whatever. Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you're mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix. If the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised, but we're the one that presented this! And then Edgeworth is going along... How has he not figured this out immediately? Okay. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Sorry. That sounded like an awfully weak objection to me. Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. Alright, request taking. This request came to me about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That's what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe I have made no mistakes. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Okay. Hurry up and say that. My God, this is tough. Came to me about a week ago. Just press on everything. Why not? 1 week ago? Are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. Specific date and time? Request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? Press further. So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Corrida's room. I'd like you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all. That is correct. If I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now of any importance? But it didn't matter because she could have gotten the bear. Didn't somebody testify as to... No, because we know the bear was dropped off. It was given to Matt. This was found in Matt's living room. Like, yeah, only Corrida and Andrews knew how to open it, but it was still found in Ungard's room. It was very important. Testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that. Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. fine then. That wasn't where I thought he was gonna go with it. I mean, yeah, obviously she knew the secret of it. I thought we were gonna go with the fact that it somehow ended up not in her possession, but okay. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was with the brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. Always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? I guess we could use that to our advantage and say that that means Adrian will be able to pick out the killer in a lineup or something? I'm gonna back off on that one. He meets with his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? Ooh. I didn't pick up on that as well, but yeah, he really did sidestep that question like hell. I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to... You freaking moron! You freaking moron! And I don't think we're in a little Chihiro Fujisaki situation here, so I think you just screwed yourself. Congratulations. You played yourself. That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client. It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now of any importance? It was very important. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Huh? Really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I can trust this person as a client. Bada boom. Realest chick in the room. How you... What? Really? We got... Alright, so, yeah, we got John Doe, age, gender, male, the butler of the unguarded mansion, but for some reason I get the feeling we've met before. And then we have Shelly, the killer, age, gender, male, professional assassin, always leaves a Shelly card near his victim's body. Leaves a Shelly card, I love that. But, yeah, we got a little objection here. I mean, I know Adrian is a, you know, what is the word? What is the word? Oh my god, I cannot remember the actual word for, like... No, there is an actual, like, specific term for a name that... Okay, well, since I can't think of that term, gender neutral, like, yeah, Adrian, you know, that is a name that can be for guys, it can be a name that can be used for girls, but we know for a fact that Adrian is, in fact, female. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy? How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelly the killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up about her. So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her? Oh, that's why it screwed him up! That's why it screwed him up! Because that's a gender-neutral name! So he just assumed Adrian was a guy, despite not even knowing of her existence. You would have thought he would have been watching this trial. Oh, but of course he can't risk being seen in public. Holy crap! Alright. Yeah, if you ever met Adrian Andrews in person. One look would have told you that she is a woman. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? And seeing that breakdown for the radio makes me very upset that the parrot in the first game did not have, like, breakdown animations. That would have been amazing. This witness testified to the following: that he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Sweaty. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous. There we go. That's the term I was thinking of. Like, ambiguous came to mind, but I mean, it's close to androgynous, but yeah, androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. Did we? I might have to go back and check, but okay. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Shelly the Killer! This court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. Alright, I know he's just going to spit out more lies. Very well, but this time, please give us the truth, and nothing but the truth. Plus, I mean, you gotta keep up the act, too, Phoenix, so you could say, like, oh, well, maybe Adrian was in the costume, you know, so that's why he assumed guy, I don't know. Yes, now I remember, I took that request by mail. You just testified to... Okay. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Corda and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. So you took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know, I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. How is he not caught on to this BS anyway? I mean, like, this is... I mean, if I were the killer, you know, I'm not an assassin, but if I were, I'd be like, okay, wait a minute. Phoenix himself just screwed me over. What's going on here? Took the request by mail. But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. the Killer met with his client? I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof. I see. Your line of questioning was just another waste of time. Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. Ah, I see what he did there. So I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Corda and 2 or 3 other small things. 2 or 3 other things? Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I push his buttons the wrong way and he gets mad. See, the fact that they added that now has me questioning myself, but... Nah, screw it. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait. Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? The killer sounds like one sharp man. I should try to find a better way to do this without making him suspicious. Let's continue with the testimony, witness, if you please. Okay, because of murder, Juan Corda, and 2 or 3 other small things. Took a job without having met my client. And why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I have been receiving more requests. If I had met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities? On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. Electronic mail? You have to mail that in a special insulated envelope? Oh, for the love of God. I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email. Email? In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot, hands down. Ahem. Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, and... For the murder of Juan Corda, 2 of the other small things, and I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client would be man. So you're saying that you never saw your client's face, not even once? I did. Once. It was when I went to give my client the figurine. Yes, I see. But Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time. A mask? The Nickel Samurai mask, I'm guessing. Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about this? Do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? I mean, because I figured it was going to go to this. Oh. Yeah. One thing does sort of stick out at me, Your Honor. Witness, I think you most definitely saw your client's face. Wait, oh no, this is not where I thought it was going. Because the thing is, Adrian said she got the costume out of the guitar case in Juan's room. I'm pretty sure the killer would have immediately brought over the bear to hand it over, which means that Adrian did not have the costume yet. That's where I was going with my line of thought. I don't know where they're going, though. Let's recall Mr. Powers' testimony. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his Nickel Samurai costume. Oh, also that. Also that. Eyewitness, yes. Matt gave the bellboy a tip. You received quite a large roll of cash from Mr. Ungard. And at the time, he was not wearing his nickel samurai mask. Okay, how's this any different from, like, pressing and you getting suspicious? I'm outright tearing apart your testimony. Also, one moment, please. Alright then, let's continue. Order, order. Yes, now that you mention it, I do remember that. Witness! Yes, that night I did wander the floors of Bellboy. I received plenty of tips that night for carrying juice to the various rooms. Is that so wrong? Huh? The man who gave me that tip was not my client. He was probably just a very generous person. I'm sorry, but sadly, we're not nearly so generous here. If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? Oh, the deja vu. Isn't his salary more than enough for one man? And where's your evidence about the large roll of cash? Wait, and where's your evidence that the large roll of cash was not in fact a tip? Come, Mr. Edgeworth, show me the money. Ha ha! What? Mr. Attorney. Yes? You know, I think your line of questioning has been a little strange. In fact, I would say you don't seem to believe Miss Andrews is my client. Oh, no, it's not like that at all. Just think lies aren't a good thing, you know? You just gotta be like, I mean, come on, man. We gotta strengthen up your testimony here. I mean, what? You know, like, oh, I know and agree. Lies are not a good thing at all. I think we're on the same page now, aren't we, Mr. Attorney? Remember, if I feel threatened in any way, I'm free to cut contact at any time. I'm sorry, please forgive my foolishness. If only you were this apologetic all the time. Anyway, I do not see a huge contradiction here. Therefore, you may continue witness. We've pretty much reached the end of our rope here. Huh? Seems like we're still okay to me. And that's exactly what is so bad. At the rate we're going, we will end up completely destroying the killer's lie. If we do that, you already know how serious of a situation that will put us in. Oh yeah. All I can do now is pray that those items reach us in time. Ah, crap, I thought we were on to something here. Oh my god, but that other line of testimony would just piss him off. So the judge shot down. Oh my freaking god. Edgeworth, I'm throwing you like low balls here. Like you just gotta like take a swing and hit it and like just go for the home run. I don't play baseball, so I hope that made sense. Freaking hell. I don't know. I'm afraid. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of to press on, like the 2 or 3 small things. We did this. Yeah, we did that. Go for the jugular then. Why not? Just see where this goes. Press further. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. Well, that went a lot smoother than I thought it would. Okay, then. Wow. The bear figurine. The bear figurine. After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Corrida's suitcase. And then what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. As you wish. One of these was to find the bear figurine and to give it to Adrian Andrews. I found this figurine at Mr. Ungard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Ungard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? Let's just go for it. So the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews, but I know somewhere in that statement there is a contradiction. And yet, I know that if I present something trivial here, he will cut the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. She's right. So now what, Dr. Wright? Well, this ain't Sim City. Hi-oh. Because I was going to say, like, the proof is the fact that the rooms are right there. But, you know, it does make sense that he would want to, you know, like to go along with the whole thing. Like, oh yeah, we're framing Matt. So, yeah, let's just meet in his place. But then he would have known from passing off the bear that Adrian is female. Okay, like, oh, well, you know, mask, alright, but the body. Come on now, Will you give me a tip here? It's no use. As long as I can't put my finger on the central problem here, pressing this witness anymore would be extremely dangerous. It appears that Mr. Wright has no problems. Well then, witness, please continue. Okay, I'm gonna go for it and see if I have anything crap that can be, like, just presented here. Unless they're gonna give me, like, an option here to select something. But no, like, they're specifically saying present evidence, and I don't know if I have anything for it. But let's just go with the flow. Let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at Ungard Mansion. Is that correct? Yes. Where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. What? This is a battle of wits. I can't let up on him. I don't think it is possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. Do I have proof? No. That hasn't even been updated yet. Might it be because she opened the bear for the first time in trial? Because technically, like, she was one of two people that knew how to open the bear. So, technically, she would have, like, if she did in fact receive the bear from him, she would have opened it up to get the note. And would have known about it entirely and not, like, bothered to put it back together and leave the note in. But then what do I present here? I don't know. Well, I did a safety save. Let's take a shot here. Shelley the Killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. Yep, there we go. I was right. Okay. This item. I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Do I need back suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it, for her sake. Oh, she did say that. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. Okay, well, I have forgotten that tidbit, but the fact that, like, she would have had the note out, like, you know, that still stands. Order, order, order. So that's where you two were going. So by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Order! 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 Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not... That's enough. If that is your intention, then there is only one thing for me to do. Wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please. Not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... Why are you screaming? What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Is he going Super Saiyan? Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there is a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution... What has come over everyone? Even you are... Prosecution... rests. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. The prosecution rests with no further questions. Then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. If I end the trial here right now, then your client, Matt Ungard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder. I mean, technically, that would just be, you know, like conspiracy to hire an assassin. That technically not murder. You would not get a murder charge for that, would you? Huh. The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt Ungard, to the stand. The items from DeKiller's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear that you are innocent. Huh. What? 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 So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. Ungard? You were atrocious as a lawyer, weren't you? Giving your client away like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap is just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life? Gumshoe, please, just show up, please. You better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Do I say he's guilty? Or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Ungard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you? Right? I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Ungard, is... Oh, you sons of bitches. And I can't do a safety save. Ah, crap! Is this gonna be like the previous game, though, where there's a false ending? At the same time, it's been a hot minute since my last safety save, so if there is a false ending, I don't want to lose too much progress here. At the same token, if there is in fact a false ending, I don't know which option would get me that false ending. It would probably be not guilty because, you know, that's what he wants. But... Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm going to assume that the killer is not listening in right now. Therefore, he won't know. And Maya did say we better get a guilty verdict. Let's go for it. We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Ungard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Matt Ungard is... Yo! What? Yo! This is the best! This is the absolute best! The queen has arrived! Holy shit! So, would it have mattered what I chose there then? It would have been like, Adrian, I'm sorry, and then like, oh, okay, whatever. Francisca von Karma! What are you doing here? Ow! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool. She had... That's what I would have had to present. I'm actually glad I didn't get that, because that makes this moment so much better. Because she has the tracking device on Gumshoe. I'm actually very happy I did not think to present her to Edgeworth as something we could do, because... Oh man, this just got me so hype. This got me hype as fuck. Alright. Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Avant Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine. His injuries are minor. All the items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is. That's Gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial. All for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. Must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around. Like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Man-a-doo-ba-doo-wop. But no, I don't think it has anything to do with the case at hand. I mean, it's probably what he used to shoot Franziska. But it doesn't play into the actual case itself. More details are not needed. Pretty sure there was no gun involved in this case. There's no real benefit to hearing about it. Please present the next piece of evidence. This will add it to the court record anyway. Alright. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. Bet the killer took that from Unguard Mansion. This question for more details on that. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. Last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime? I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? Wait a minute, let me just make sure. Contents unknown. The killer violently tried to recover it. Oh god, I should have pressed on this. Fuck. Alright. Damn. There's a button missing on this uniform. Oh! Oh! Oh, wait, no. Okay, no. That's blatantly a Jammin' Ninja button. Okay, alright. Ooh, I was about to say, a button. It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. The boy's uniform added to the court record. That is all I have to present, Your Honor. Just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure, were we under normal circumstances, These items from Shelly the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But, no matter how you think about it, it's... Try for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of the situation for us. 2? The first... Make Ungard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Ungard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way... Force the killer to end his contract with Ungard. We could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, then. Put Matt on the stand. We can force either one to happen. If the killer were to no longer think of Ungard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side? What does she mean? You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence... The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We have seen all the pieces of evidence. And that is how we have come to know the truth. But there are people who have not seen them all. And those people do not know the truth. That truth may be what will bring about the miracle in the end. There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I am not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you 1 chance. 1 chance. Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. That's impossible to turn this situation around in 1 try. 1 try. That is all I will permit. I have to try to remember. Everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix. Think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Ungard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to? Oh. Because he desperately wants this tape. But who do I choose for this? I would think the police, but he was never here. The killer was never here in person. He doesn't know about the state of all the evidence. I'm standing by this. If I'm wrong, fuck you, game. But no, this makes the most sense. He wants what's on that tape. I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright. Looks like they got a hold of him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. Afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it. So I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? He didn't know! I was under the pretense that he knew! I was under the pretense that he knew Matt had something on him. But no, he's just talking about trust. His trust was violated from the get-go, though, because he never knew. Oh, shit! There's a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted the camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yeah, the exact time frame that the camera was set to record. Oh, shit. Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Matt Ungart film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to blackmail you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where this video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. I swear I thought he knew. Phone. Alright, here we go. Your client didn't trust you at all. Your trust was just a one-way street, buddy. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That's the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Oh, and let me guess, you're going to cut to Matt and he's going to be looking shook? Ah, I get it. Oh, we're putting them both in, like, a situation neither can escape from. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! I thought she was hungry! Alright. Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness! This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I am sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Von Karma for the win! Look at this little asshole. But yeah, Von Karma. Karma always strikes, bitches! Alright. Mr. Ungard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy! But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Plead guilty. Matt Ungard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside... wow, that is a weird hyphen, okay. Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore. That is the best breakdown. That is the best breakdown. I mean, Gantz was really good, but holy crap, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. I remember you helping out much in this. Well, actually, Judge did help me out a bit, you know, with that penalty I got earlier. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt Ungard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. Yeah, I'm sure he's getting a Full course meal of whip leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it? Witness. Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. This trial was the first time I had stood on the witness stand, and when I did, I really felt hopeless. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. But, after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself in who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I'm really happy that you two are in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I've felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits. And that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned. One hell of an ending. I just wonder, like, is the killer gonna show up? Oh, fuck. See, I was about to say, I wonder if the killer is ever gonna show up again. And, we still have unfinished business with Morgan, who's plotting her revenge in prison. Oh, shit! You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Matt Ungard, is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those are your choices, then. And your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth, I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? Pearls? You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Ah, Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya's safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick! Ow! She punches deceptively hard for a kid. And kid punches actually do kind of hurt, like, if you're not careful. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. And now she's crying. Thanks. Oh. What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier. Thanks. Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth! For my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well as you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tactics or tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold in everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth? Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense lawyers exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory. Who ran away into the night. Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool! Miss Von Karma! I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. He never was. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Rosiska threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to attract Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There is something else. Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. Oh, dang. No need to be that, just, like, adamant about that. Come on, man. You can still be a lawyer. You should keep this, right? Okay. Why keep the whip? What's he gonna do with the whip? Nick! Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Tears and everybody's happy. Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got Unguard convicted, like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. Though we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever, whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? I mean, Mia does it. Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Heh. Oh, looks like it's hamburger time. Alright. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick! Food! Grub! Chow! I'm starved. I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. Is that a euphemism? You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at best. Yeah, whatever helps you sleep at night. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please! If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. I decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick! Food! Oh, wow. This Wright and his hair. Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe! Are you alright? Yeah, I'm really embarrassed. Didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. Telephone pole? And it wasn't a red light that got him. You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was going to give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now look at here, Mr. Snooted Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullet Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone gather round. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Professional. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. That looks strangely phallic for some reason. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating. So let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. You know, when you think about it, you're the one who saved the day, detective. Huh, me? Really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Oh well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There's a 4th item? Oh, come on, y'all. It's over. But whoo, boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think? Why does she look so happy about that? But being shut away for 2 whole days, weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mr. Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. Sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Uh-oh. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. That's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. Can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here. Tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. Still have some work to do. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. Nobody's going to get that look around you reference. Literally nobody. Oh my god. I miss Look Around You so freaking much. That was a great show. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. I just want you to know how I feel. Feeling good, feeling great. Feeling great, feeling good. How are you? I legit don't know what to give him. Give him Lada's camera? My attorney's badge? Alright, what could I give him to, you know, like, make him happy? Give him some wine, a knife, give him a stuffed bear. Why not? He can keep the bear. Lada's picture. What? Yeah, give him Celeste's picture? I don't know. I'm tempted to... Why? Like, I want to give him the bear, but at the same time, I want to give him this. Screw it, give him the whip. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You. And her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. Okay, I guess that worked. Alright. Looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya! Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly, what? Would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway. So who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick. Huh. Yeah. Not at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. But technically he just got a guilty verdict, so he's not getting paid for this trial, so okay. So it's kinda already so I kinda already put your name on the bill. Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just brought myself this good old beauty here. It better be anyhow for $3,000. Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Oh, you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out. This is gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. He's gonna scream objection. Alright then, if you say so. How do I... No, I can't. How do I... There we go, okay, minus. Fun fact, this game has a false ending just like the first game. However, I kind of lucked out and missed out on it. The moment after Von Karma shows up and the judge gives you one last chance to choose one piece of evidence and present it to one person, if you choose anything but the tape, and or you choose anyone who isn't the killer, Edgeworth will begrudgingly find no connection that could have to the trial, and the judge will completely ignore Phoenix's cries and go straight to a not guilty verdict for Matt. Phoenix runs out of the courtroom in despair and pretty much leaves town. So yeah, he pretty much abandons his entire career because he got an innocent person in Adrian convicted for a crime that she didn't commit. Not to mention he never sees Maya again, but that's more so a byproduct of him just leaving town and abandoning his life. Because the killer is a man of his word, and Phoenix pretty much knows that he let her go because he held up his end of the bargain, unfortunately. So yeah, just throwing that out there. I pretty much dodged a bullet, so yeah, no bad ending caught on camera for this LP. Oh well, onward to the rest of the game. So that's the game. I find it interesting, though we're ending on a bit of a cliffhanger here. Anyway, you came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. Yeah, there's her picture and the other piece of evidence that Gumshoe had. And then Morgan, I don't know. I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick, and I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners, so I sort of made reservations for the two of you, just in case. You are 8! You are a literal child! How could you make the... Oh, okay, fine. I still do not ship Nick and Maya, I just do not. Well, pal, looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong to everything is the only way to live, pal. He might have a concussion. Hopefully he'll be fine. So yeah, all in all, really good game aside from the circus trial. That was just kind of, eh. Oh, you! I forgot about you. I, Maggie Bird, am retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. Hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. That's one hell of a career path, but I guess if you were in Michigan, that would actually be upward movement, because our officers do not get paid jack shit. And it shows by how much they show. Oh, fuck you. Yes, are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hottie. Haha. Recently. Yes, that girl, you know. I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, if I even laid so much as an eye on her, it would go crack. It didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes. Haha. I never want to see you again. Ever. That is one recurring character I do not want to be recurring. I mean, well, he was recurring in this game. He showed up in 2 chapters. Oh, God. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, and to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous fight to you say Zimbabwe? Hey Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at Mo's jokes. What the hell does she think Zimbabwe is? Magic Can't? No. Regina, shut up. Freaking moron. Oh God, Mo. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls represent. We've got our new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will ya? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. Oh, I wanted to do my Ben voice again. Oh, fine. So yeah, I'm not giving my thoughts because a lot of stuff is just happening. What's this? Drat, it's just an ordinary electric razor charging on its stand. I can't believe this, really. How long do they plan on making me do this? Ah, but it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means it must have a deep hidden meaning. But, why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? Ah, it was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to. Call me Queen Wendy, and then dream my royalty. And man, I haven't heard about it. This is going to be a pain in the heel. Yes, it's going to feel the burn. And speaking of burn, playing with fire is very dangerous. Because of that, 3 of the warehouses where they were the scenery burned, and that just thing. Okay. That was going a little too fast for me. Just waiting for all the scenes to play out before I give my thoughts. Oh, okay, no, we're going back into more special things. So, yeah, all in all, good game. Oh, crap. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. Aw, Von Karma feels some kind of closeness with Adrian. I still feel like Von Karma probably knew everything, and that's why she was telling... It's become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May both be blessed with longevity. He has a website? What, you just visit him like www.thekillerenterprises.com? Or is it on the deep web? I don't know. Your national departure is gate 12. Where are you going, Franziska? How did you know I was here? With this. Oh yeah, that was another thing, because that was beeping and they didn't know why. That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout. Well, sure, I took 4 things total, sir. 4 items. It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me, expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, and failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius, there's no doubt about that, but me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you're a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. You prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally my chance to take my revenge when you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I have been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit, you'll walk down the prosecutor's path. Then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma. I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you'd better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. I don't like sad Franziska. But at least she's not giving up. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. Was it the picture? Yep. So that's the picture. She drew. Everything ended up nicely. Yeah, she never doubted that he was going to save her. Aww. And thank you, Capcom. So yeah, great game. The trials. I mean, that last trial was freaking amazing, but ew. I don't know. That circus trial was just bad. It was bad. The Amnesia one was alright. It was the tutorial trial anyway. And the second one, that was good. I'm just shocked that like there was no post-credit scene for Morgan. Because that was ominous. And then the killer, he's not coming to justice. He's still off doing his thing. So that leads me to believe that at some point Morgan might try to contact him to get Maya. But that's gonna like have to wait to be seen in the third game or something. So oh no. So it doesn't, so I don't get a picture for that? Oh, there we go. Oh. Alright. It's Edgeworth. Okay. I was expecting a little more there, but I guess not. Alright. So yeah, that's the game. It feels weird that this is a 4-chapter game, but I mean, that's what the original one was too before its re-release. So yeah. Yeah, all in all, good game. Really good game. I still kind of hold the first game over this one, but that last trial is the best in the series, in my opinion, to date. But I don't know, just overall, like, the first game had stronger trials. Like, the Von Karma trial and the Gant trial, both of those were just amazing. The Steel Samurai trial was alright. It had nice twists and turns. Like, it was getting a little, just, like, dull in the middle from what I remember, but the plot twists and all that stuff, that was pretty good. And then the whole, like, Mia thing, you know, like, she's there by your side for the first trial to help you out, and then she gets murdered, and then you have to, like, get Maya off, like, I don't know, it just felt like there was more of an overarching plot. Well, no, this one had an overarching plot, too, but, I don't know, I just feel like the first game was more consistent across the, lay of the game, whereas like the circus trial really brought this one down. It really did, and it just nonsensical at some points. Like, I don't know how I feel about it, all things considered. But yeah, really good game. Amazing final trial, even though I kind of stumbled my way through. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Can't wait to do the third game, Trials and Tribulations. I'd be going into that game completely blind as well. I do know of one character, though. And I just like him from a design standpoint. I don't know anything about him. I just know what he looks like. And like this one trait that like he's always doing. I won't spoil the surprise, but I mean, like, people far more familiar with the Phoenix Wright series probably know who I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game because I want to see what that dude is all about. He looks really cool. But yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it. When will I start Phoenix Wright 3? I don't know. I'll probably start it sometime this year, 2019. But just wait a bit, space things out. And I do want to do the other Phoenix Wright games as well. It's just, I would kind of need a 3DS capture board. But I mean, if we're getting current gen re-releases of the original trilogy, maybe the second 3DS trilogy might happen. And then there's also the Apollo Justice and Edgeworth games. I believe those are all DS games, so I can capture them. Although one of the later ones might be 3DS, and then I'm just up shit's creek. But yeah, like anything DS, I can just buy physically and record off my DS capture board, so no problem there. But yeah, that's Justice for All. Good game. I enjoyed it, and yeah, it's just really weird that we're ending off with Morgan still plotting her revenge and the killer just still on the run, but at least for the most part, everything else ended up positively, and that's great. So, thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and see you next time for what's coming next. Well, after this is going to be Ultra Despair Girls. It's not quite a visual novel, though, but yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it. Oh yeah, and also 999. I want to do that series too. Because holy crap, like, the first game is just amazing. I still have yet to play Virtue's Last Reward and whatever the last one is called. But, I mean, just playing that first game in the series, oh my god. Like, I hold that as, like, a top 10 DS game. And I got that on a pure whim. Just because I thought the title was cool. Yeah, I bought a game based solely on the title. I mean, I bought Henry Hatsworth solely because I heard one song from it, and I did not regret that. But yeah, I am just completely rambling now. This has nothing to do with the game. Thank you all for watching. See you later. Goodbye.